Alright, so welcome back to Final Fantasy IV 100%. That was an unfortunately timed internet outage, but it seems that after a few resets, things are back to how they should be. That really sucked. Well, I'm Circlemaster. I guess this is going to be the start of the VOD now. So yeah, great. Tune in for technical difficulties. And hey, if you want to help prevent technical difficulties in the future, you can contribute to my Patreon, where my current Patreon goal would be to get a better internet. My internet's kind of terrible. Although it's usually stable, it's usually just really slow. This is the first time in quite a while it's actually gone out. So hey, let me shill a bit for the Patreon and hope that it can be corrected. Anyway, I'm hunting for a cursed ring. I would like to hunt for Lilith Rod. But Liliths are undead, so this Life 2 spamming thing does not work. This little glitch, exploit, whatever you want to call it. Probably exploit. In other news, I had my I had my last physical therapy session today. Not because I finished and my shoulder is now fine, but because I did all of the sessions that were prescribed by the doctor, and I have no more to do. And it'll be 2 weeks before I see the doctor again. So I'm going to have 2 weeks of just trying to do home exercises. But the hope was that after seeing the doctor, this coming appointment, you know, after finishing physical therapy, I would be ready to go back to work, at least in a limited capacity. I'm not sure my shoulder's at that point. I still can't lift anything with this arm. still in pain all the time. I still can't lift my arm over my head, really. Pen asks, are these the only enemies that drop the cursed ring? No, a lot of enemies drop the cursed ring. These are just the most prevalent. The easiest to encounter. Although, given the fact that undead don't work on, or like, the exploit doesn't work on undead, the D-bones and D-fossils that also drop the cursed ring would not work. There's what else? Ghosts and something else. Some enemy type I don't even remember the name of. Yeah, these spirits and souls are quite common. But everything that drops the cursed ring seems to drop 3 cure 1s as the other item slots that they drop. But, you know, whatever I fight, the curse ring's always the 1 in 64 drop. So it doesn't really matter. This has the benefit of Lilith also appearing here. But Lilith being immune to the Life 2 spell exploit means that that's going to be a pain to get. And also, nothing else drops the Lilith rod. There's no other way to get it other than Lilith. I may just go after the I want to say it's the Silent Staff. The last rare drop after I get the Cursed Ring. And then tried grinding Rydia up until she learns Fatal, and then try the Fatal thing to get the Lilith Rod. I don't know if it'll work. But I'm hoping that this will produce the Cursed Ring right away, as per usual. Odds are poor that it will. But really, I just don't want it to take as long as it took to get the Medusa Sword, because that was a pain. That was unbearable. Pen says, too bad you can't just see the ring on the enemy. I mean, it's a ghost. Technically, it's not. I mean, these are not undead. For whatever reason, the game just classifies these as spirit-type monsters. Girl says, also in classic video game Magic, the drop calculation is done at the end of the battle. I wonder how you would do that. Like, how mechanically you could set it up, you know, in an RPG or whatever, that you could see what an enemy is carrying before you decide to engage it. Oh, I should not have cast that life too. I'm gonna go over it. Oh well. That's what I get for not paying close enough attention. And I get 8 cure potions. Do I have to sort this, or... No. See, here's a Lilith. So yeah, I attacked the Lilith. I cast life 2. And nothing happens. So I cannot use the life 2 exploit. Ogirl says, I wonder if it at least counts as 2 instead of 1, like life 1. Now I think because they're undead that they do not come back from life spells. In fact, I bet a life 2 would kill it. I will like to test that. Nope, it doesn't do anything. Never mind. I don't know. I think it just doesn't affect them, period. They're just flat out immune. So here we go, going to 100. I apologize once again for my squeaky chair. Pen asked, do you remember that programmable SNES controller? I do not. I never really saw many of the third-party controllers, because my exposure to Nintendo stuff was mostly through Nintendo Power Magazine. And they didn't do a lot of coverage of third-party accessories. I mean, there were some ads for them. But never, like, article write-ups, really. Pen says it had 3 extra buttons. They let you record a couple seconds of button presses. Old Girl says program pad. I had one. Like I said, I don't know anything about it. If it was called program pad or not. Pen says, unfortunately, you could not edit the combos to make it faster or add a button in the middle, so you still had to be able to perform whichever action you wanted to record. Bit of a bummer if you couldn't pull off a Shoryuken. Oh Girl says exactly, I got it for Street Fighter 2. Penn says, I bet a lot of people did. It wasn't all it was cracked up to be. That is very often true of peripherals. And says, for some reason I assumed you could eliminate the delay in executing a move by recording it, but when you press the play button, it does have to go through your combo one press at a time using the same timing. Mimi and Wawa says hello. Hello, Mimi and Wawa. If you are two different people, I don't know. Or if you're one person, or one half of the Mimi and Wawa combo. Whatever iteration of Mimi and Wawa you are, welcome. I'm halfway through this dumb fight. But not halfway through the grind. Because there is no halfway. There's either getting the drop or not. And I hate that. Mimi and Wawa says, sorry my English is not so good, just I love this game. That's fine. But yeah, this is not going to be very entertaining, I don't think. because I'm just trying to get a rare item drop right now. So yeah, when this is done, I think I'm gonna put the next grind up to a vote on Patreon. So if you want to vote on which Final Fantasy I grind to level 99 in, just throw a bucket to Patreon, and that's all it takes to be able to do all the votes and see the content and whatnot. Not that there's much content on there right now, because honestly I don't know what I would put up there. I do have a Discord channel, server, whatever, for Patreon patrons that literally nobody uses. Like, I'm in there and nobody else is ever in there. I'm sure by now the invite has expired, but nobody's even asked for it, so I don't think anybody cares. It was probably a dumb idea. I'm gonna have to test out 8 and 9. 8 to see if it works. And 9 because I haven't ever played it before. And just to see if there is a starting area to grind to level 99 in. Hungry Terror says this can't possibly be the most efficient enemy for this question mark. This is not leveling to 99. This is I'm still doing 100% for Final Fantasy IV. I'm just trying to get a rare drop. Spirits and Souls drop the Curse Ring 1 in 60 as their 1 in 64 item. A couple of other enemies do it. But this is the most common. But no, I'm talking about after this 100% run is done, and after I'm done with the Fiesta, 4-job Fiesta, but I think the 4-jobs Fiesta is going to end before this does. Yeah, after this 100% run, doing another level 99 grind, and I would put that up for vote on my Patreon page for my patrons to vote on which Final Fantasy I do that for. Hungry Tender says Final Fantasy 1/troll. Yeah, it doesn't work in 1. 'Cause 1 has a morale system. Ben says FF1 thankfully didn't have any crazy rare drops. It didn't have any item drops. Monsters did not drop items. The only things that dropped were they even drops, or was it just out of the engine? But it was always scripted. Hungry Tender says FF1 has leveling, but max level is 50. Yeah, the other problem is FF1 has a morale system. I did that wrong. Oh well, I'm only getting 99. So once you get to a certain level in FF1, every enemy will always run away from you as their first action in battle. Just a bunch of cures. Oh, I got 20 minutes left. Not counting the fact that I was like 8 minutes into the first attempt when my internet dropped. So I'm just gonna roll this out, and it'll be however many I kill. I'm not gonna keep counts. Old Girl says, I didn't know that about FF1, but it makes sense. Sort of. Slow, there it is. But yeah, that's how the any percent speedrun does it. They do a stair glitch to write some garbage data. And it basically it writes some weird hex number for their level, so their level becomes like 200 something when the normal max is 50. And then they also trigger chaos appearing just all of a sudden. And because their level is so high, chaos runs away and they win, and like that's final credits. Because even the final boss has a morale value, and it is high enough that normally he would never run away even from a max level party, but because they wrote their character levels to be higher than is normally possible, they get over that morale value, and Chaos runs away. Which counts as a win, which triggers the ending, and that's how you speedrun Final Fantasy 1 any percent. Hungry Tenor asks, could you have a party fast enough that you can still kill enemies before they run? The way that turns work in Final Fantasy 1, you could attack and kill one enemy, and then all the other enemies would get their turn, and they'd run away. Mateo361 says level 99 FF2 with max weapon skills. Does FF2 have levels, or is it just the dumb stack grinding thing? I don't even know. But FF1 splits XP, so you would level up faster by killing off 3 of your party members. Hungry Tenor says FF2 has no levels. Ken asks, is FF2 the one where you could equip 2 shields and block pretty much everything? I don't know about that, but FF2 is the one where you raise skills and stats through use. So if you want to raise your hit points, you need to take damage. So you grind by attacking yourselves. Hungry Tenor says max out FF Tactics, that won't take forever. Yeah, max level in Tactics is really easy to get. Maxing out stats is harder, because you have to use the level up down trick. And I don't even know if you can get all your stats to 99 or if you can only do that to a certain extent. Ogrol has posted a link that I can't click on, so somebody please repost that at the end of the stream or save that so that I can see what that is. Hungry Tenor asks, have they made any FFs yet with max level over 100? I have no idea. I don't think so. I also don't know if you can do a level 99 grind in 12 or 13. Mateo says it's a gif of someone punching themselves in the face. But as far as the more modern Final Fantasies go, I have been told it's possible in 10. I don't know about 12 or 13 or 15, but I don't have a PS4 for 15. Speaking of PS4, is there a release date for the Final Fantasy VII Remake for PS4? Or a tentative release date? If that's going to come out soonish, maybe I should hold off and just do Final Fantasy VII Remake level 99. Hungry Tenor says, considering how modern FFs reliably seem to have those ultimate post-endgame bosses, I imagine you can probably max out. But can you max out in the starting area? Penn says FF7 Remake does not have a release date yet, not even tentatively. Did I just mess up the menuing on that? I did. Awesome. Alright, so let's get Rydia some experience. Rydia learned week. Congratulations. Ikaro Nekimura asks, what are you doing? I'm doing a Final Fantasy 400% run. At the moment, I'm trying to get a cursed ring to drop. It's a rare drop from the spirit and soul enemies. Go back to dead, Rydia. Hungry Tenor says FF15 starts out fairly open world, so I don't see why not. But like FF5, it's not possible solo, because there's no random encounters until after you have Galuf and Lena in your party. But at that point, there is a recovery spring so you can heal. O'Girl says she can one-hit them too. Maybe you should keep Rydia alive so you can grind her level. That would mess up the menuing that I'm doing. So I would not. I would screw up the Life 2 stuff even more than I already do if I had extra party members alive. That's why they're dead. Did I just screw it up again while I was talking about screwing it up? Yep. Oh, whatever. Oh, O'Girl says, I mean, kill Steve. That is true. I could do that. Pen asks, why are we even leveling her up anyway? Because at level 52, Rydia will learn Fatal, and I can experiment with Fatal against Lilith. Sorry, trying not to sneeze. Hungry Tenor asks, so what requirements do you have for the starting level 99 grind? I think I'm misunderstanding what you want to do. Well, like, for example, if I were to do Final Fantasy IV, I would probably kill off Kain and grind Cecil to level 99 before fighting the Mist Dragon. And this is doable because I can always go back to Baron and rest to heal. Final Fantasy VII, it was only possible for me to complete that because potions dropped so often. I had no other healing options other than the potion drops from enemies, but they were common enough to keep me alive through the whole game. Final Fantasy VI, it's possible to do it before Welk because you're in Magitech armor and you have Heal Force. Also in Final Fantasy VI, if you do get a game over and it puts you back to the save point, your last save, you actually retain your XP. It's kind of a catch-up mechanic. Or a mercy rule, or whatever you want to call it. It was something I was glad for, playing as a child, that I wish more Final Fantasies did, or more RPGs in general. But the basic requirements are some sort of defined starting area with a save point and with healing. Like the one that people talk about all the time is Kingdom Hearts doing level 99 on Destiny Island, which I guess is the tutorial area. Yeah, Final Fantasy V, you start out with only butts, but there's no random encounters until the Pirate Cave, at which point you already have Galuf and Lena in your party. But there is a recovery spring in the Pirate Cave, so you can heal. And I think you can always leave the cave and go save on the overworld. Ogirl says, isn't that counterproductive in this game? I've grinded Cecil in this area after you turn him into a paladin, as characters that join your team thereafter are locked to his level. However, that wouldn't work for grinding to the start, as Cecil's level gets reset to 1. Yeah, it's not about efficiency. It's about grinding to 99 in the starting area. I would not then play the game. It would be like the Final Fantasy VII thing, where that's all I did. I grind to level 99 and I save, and that's it. They live there forever. The first reactor is their home now. O'Girl says, man, I would totally go OP on the rest of the game. I had a couple people saying I should do that. And I did make that a vote option on Patreon for a project at one point, but it didn't actually get any votes. Like, nobody on Patreon wanted me to do that. That ended up, or they ended up voting for me to do the Jade Empire blind run that nobody watched. Hungry Tenor says, so in FF15, it depends on how you define your starting area, since it's a very large area you have access to without advancing the rest of the plot. But yeah, generally, I generally define starting area as before the first boss, which is actually super broad for Final Fantasy V, because the first boss is not until the top of the Wind Shrine. But at that point, you have a full party of 4. So it's like, do you go with that, or do you go with the earlier Pirate Caves part? Or does it matter if you're going to kill off other party members? Yeah, FF5 is like the hardest one that I know of to define a starting area, just because so much of the early game is cutscene town as you get all your characters together and then go to the Wind Shrine. I'd really love to be able to do it before Galuf and Lena join, but there's no random encounters that I can find. You're kind of constantly strapped to Boko on the overworld. Hungry Tenor says, yeah, I feel like in 15 you could just roam the continent hunting random things, plus your HP refills between battles, so that seems kind of silly. Oh well. Also, I'm at an hour now, so that'll be the last life too. I'll just kill these guys off, let Rydia get some XP, and hopefully get the first ring, but probably not. Nope. Penn says a level 99 grind in the first Dragon Warrior would be easy and pretty much the whole overworld at your disposal. Isn't the level cap in Dragon Warrior like 30? Or is it not capped at 30 and you just kill yourself if you want to try to get to 99 because the XP per level is so huge? I would hate that. Like, I always thought the level cap was 30. Because, like, you can beat the game Like, the last level that you gain a spell is 20, and you can beat the game relatively easily at 20. Like, that's the intended level for beating the game. You can do it before then. Anyway, that'll do it for this stream. I apologize again about the interruption at the start. Internet's dumb. Please support Patreon so I can get better internet. Tonight is Forge Out Fiesta World 3. I just got there, so... I didn't just get there, I actually did the pyramid in World 3, so... I don't know what I'm doing. Fucking... I guess I'm going to the castle to get the first legendaries. Anyway, Forge Out Fiesta tonight, and until then, take care.